Hello, everyone. It's Kavita from Red Door Yoga. Thank you for joining me for the Red Door Yoga Mini Sutra series online. Today, I wanted to talk to you about making amends. Now, for those of you who join me here on a regular basis, today's mini sutra is going to feel a little bit different, and that's because I'm going to have some help from a couple of friends, Larry Nemecek and Dr. Mattu. Now, Dr. Mattu is a clinical psychologist. He's also the creator behind The Psych Show and the director of mental health at Loop. He is an expert on Netflix's The Mind Explained, HBO's Doctor Commentaries, and A&E's The Employables. Now, Larry and Dr. Mattu actually do a podcast together on a regular basis. That podcast is called Life Support. And today I'm going to show you a clip from that podcast that they did recently. That clip is going to demonstrate things that you need to do in order to make amends when a relationship needs repairing. So without further ado, Larry Nemecek and Dr. Mattu.
So let's talk about repairing relationships here. So one of the things that we know about humans that really separates us from other animals is our ability to work with one another at a much larger scale than other animals. Most animals have a hard time collaborating beyond their bloodlines and beyond like 100 people, 100 other members of their species. But humans can collaborate with way beyond that, way beyond our families. And I think the greatest example of that is the space program. From the people who mine the raw ingredients to mission control to the astronauts, there's so much collaboration that has to go in order to make all this stuff possible. But what comes along with relationships is conflict and not only conflict, but messing up, doing things that really harm those relationships. So, and that's why we tend to get, I was going to say ugly, but that's when relationships can get ugly, and there's anger and hurt and sadness and all this sort of stuff. So the theory goes, I dive into some of the research here, but we're short on time, so I'll just cut to the chase. Forgiveness has probably evolved to help us repair relationships. And what forgiveness does is you're owning up to your responsibility in this problem. And you're sort of lowering yourself a little bit in status by making amends, by asking for forgiveness, which has the effect of lowering the other person's anger as well. And you're the aggressor here. You caused some type of problem. You did something bad. And by asking for forgiveness, you're lowering your status as the aggressor, and you're showing the other person that, hey, our relationship still has value. It still means something to me. And what that does is it kind of helps other people to feel less hurt, and it helps them to feel like, hey, maybe this relationship is of value, and maybe there's something that I should do here. So then the question becomes like, how do you do this? How do you repair a relationship? And a lot of this, Larry, kind of depends on the culture that you're in. It depends on the context of the situation, how to ask for forgiveness and what to do here. There's a lot of different things that people can do. And the first thing seems to be some type of honest apology where you are really acknowledging your role in this problem. And Larry, I would say like this is step one, right? But this is where most people mess up a lot. It's hard to honestly own up to your role in this problem. And I think look at most public figures and how they might offer an apology. The famous mistakes were made statement. Is that honestly owning up to your role in this problem? Probably not. And I think all the examples that we've really talked about, especially Navarre, and I'm not trying to evoke any Canar because Lavar would not like that. But if we look at Navarre and the Romulans and the Vulcans, there's a lot of hurt feelings that have gone on for a long time. And I think Charlotte mentioned they live long. Yeah,
Why?
yeah. And they also live longer, so they can hold a grudge longer, which is probably true of Spock and his dad as well. But when you're dealing with such complicated conflict, they really need to own up to what's happened, and it takes them a very long time to repair that and honestly own up to what's happened. And once you have that honest apology for what's happened, there has to be some type of compensation. There has to be some action that does culturally repair whatever problem has occurred. You have to rectify and fix the situation. In some cultures, that might mean an apology is good enough. In another culture, it might mean giving a gift to the other person or to the wrong parties. In some culture, it might mean giving up what you have taken, maybe giving back land, maybe restoring some type of restorative justice here. So it's usually these kind of two things, Larry, that need to happen. You have to acknowledge the mistake, you have to apologize, and you have to do something that repairs or rectifies the situation, whether it's a gift or giving back or things like that. So I think in all the examples we've talked about, we see some example of that actually occurring.
Thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you found that helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please do put them in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you can see further videos that we post here. I look forward to seeing you all again online very, very soon. Namaste.